Hello! It is time for Random Art Challenge number 4. Oh, let's see what the jars have in store for me today. Okay, so this is media, or medium. Oh, what am I gonna make? Yes! Alright, t-shirt design! Oh, I like this already. Okay, now I'm jazzed. Okay, t-shirt design. And this is what style. Oh! Anime! Oh, that's so bizarre, because I'm actually wearing a Studio Ghibli shirt. That's hilarious. Okay. Anime shirt. Required colors. I'm gonna pick... Let's see, I'll pick 2 or 3. I think that's always good. What have I got? Ooh. Lilac. Very classy. Lilac. Just in time for almost spring. We're getting there. We're getting there. Okay. And color number 2. Ooh. Flame red. You see that? Flame red. So lilac and flame red. Do I dare? I'll pick a 3rd as well. Let's see what this is gonna be. I am excited. I am jazzed. So jazzed. Mint green. Lilac, mint green, and flame red. Oh yeah, those are totally anime colors. Oh yeah, I can make that work. Now for subject matter. What is this crazy anime shirt going to portray? Oh dear. Wow, there's a lot of pieces of paper in here. Okay. Oh! Teeth! Okay, teeth. Something with teeth. Well, that's pretty broad, which is good. I think I'm gonna pick another subject as an accent, because, I mean, teeth could be an animal, be a person, could just be some very creepy floating teeth. So, let's see. Ooh. A quote. Ooh, okay. A quote. Nice. Okay. Oh, this is gonna be good. What quote will I get? And hey, maybe I can even, you know, put it in another language, like they have on this shirt. Oh, that is uncanny. Uncanny. Okay. Let's get to it. A little peek into my process. Anime is Japanese animation. Now, it can range from the super cutesy to the super dark and gritty, like, you know, Cowboy Bebop end of the spectrum. My knowledge of anime is, I'd say it's kind of limited to the low-hanging fruit. Studio Ghibli films, which, if you've never seen Spirited Away, this movie is amazing. It won the Academy Award for Best Animated Feature in 2001 or 2002, I think. And basically imagine if Japan had come up with a version of Alice in Wonderland all on their own. And it's incredible, and it's gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. But some of the hallmarks of anime design are, you know, very thin hairline, decisive lines, and minimal shading. It's flat, but you can tell that there is a definite light source. So I kind of like the blocking of that. And then their backgrounds are always usually pretty painterly, from my experience anyway. I know there's a lot of different types out there, but I'm speaking more in generalities. Just be sure to view this before showing it to your kids. There's some pretty scary parts, especially when No Face here gets hangry, we'll say. Another bit of anime that I am a big fan of is Interstellar 5555, Story of a Secret Star System. This is Daft Punk's collaboration with Toei Animation in Japan, and it tells the story of a band getting rescued by a fan. And it is, I mean, look at these characters. It's absolutely gorgeous. There's no dialogue. The story is all told through music and the actions of the characters. Now, I know there's a lot of Pokemon fans out there, but I was a big fan of Digimon. Oh yes, the series from the late 90s. And I was baffled at why this didn't surpass Pokemon, because the stories were amazing. But I love the idea of you know, maybe a child character with an animal. So one of my prompts was teeth. So that can go many ways. My first thoughts were pretty dark, of like gnashing teeth, and I didn't want to go, you know, violent. So I was like, what else do you do with your teeth? Well, you obviously smile, but you eat. I like to eat, and I like to eat sweets. And I think Japan has some pretty sweet treats. I did a sketch. Here's what I came up with of my first design. So I've got a girl with her cat, an oversized sort of fanciful cat, and they are eating taiyaki, which is it's kind of a fish-shaped Japanese pancake stuffed with sweet paste. You can also fill them with ice cream. And she is eating, it could be either mochi, which is rice dough wrapped ice cream, or dango, which is like a sweet, colorful dumpling on a stick. So the next step of this process involves some premium tracing paper. It is acid-free, it's almost like vellum. It's really good quality, it's not flimsy. And as you can see, you can really still see what's beneath it, so you can get a good trace. And I started tracing my original sketch with these fine tip marker pens. And you can experiment with different weights. I used somewhere between a 0.5 and a 0.35 millimeter. And these are fantastic. And I learned a handy dandy tip that these are refillable. I did not know that, and I would have saved money in college had I known that. And I'm going to show you how to refill these when they go dry. This pen is pretty dry, and most of these fine tip pens have a metal tip on the top. And what you're going to do is take an X-Acto knife and pop it off. Ta-da! It comes off. And this is where you're going to put the ink. I'm just using a Higgins waterproof Black India ink. Make sure it has a dropper, and you only need a couple of drops, maybe 3 to 5 drops. I'm gonna try and not make a mess. And just put the top back on. Make sure it's tight, because some of these tend to leak a little bit. The Copic ones in particular. And then you're gonna put it back in the cap and put it upside down so that it can wick the ink into the pen. And it might take a couple of minutes. As you can see, it's full again. It'll take a little bit to fully wick up, but ta-da! Just a handy dandy tip. Here is my near finished sketch. So you sort of approach this as though you are building out your own coloring book page. That's what I equate it to. And actually, I may include this as a free downloadable page on my blog, so you can color whatever you like. But the next step will involve taking this to my high-res scanner to get a really high-definition photo of this to colorize on the computer. And I know I'm trying to avoid, being on the computer all the time, but this one was kind of unavoidable for the coloring that I wanted to achieve. So I have my drawing on a transparent layer in Adobe Illustrator, which is design software. Now, this is just one way to do it. I'm sure there are a bunch of different ways to do anime illustration, but this is the way I know and am comfortable with, and so this is what I'm gonna go with. So let me kind of walk you through how this is done. So my drawing is on a transparent layer. Imagine that you've just drawn with marker on a piece of glass, and then you start putting pieces of color behind it. And so that's what I'm doing here. So I draw shapes, and then I send them behind the drawing, behind the sketch. Now I'm gonna delete this sketch and show you some progress. So this is what it starts to look like. Every color you see is a shape that I drew on the computer with my mouse and then put behind the drawing, and I do layers and layers of them to indicate shadows and shades. So usually you start out with a mid-tone, sort of the general tone of your subject, and then start adding shades and highlights. Shades are darker versions of the color, highlights are lighter, and then the image really kind of starts to come alive. So I've spent about a week or so coloring in this drawing, and when I say it starts to come alive, it really does when you add in shadows, and it's not just a coloring book page anymore. So this is the fully colored in illustration. Ta-da! Oh, this is so fun. So fun to work on. It was literally like working on a digital coloring book. So now what I'm going to do is take this layer and add in my background. Since my subject matter is so busy, a lot of details, I don't want the background to distract from that. I want it to just nicely complement this scene. So I have some paper that's made for acrylic paint. I have some lilac paint and some white and dark purple for shading. I think what I'm going to do is just a simple sky scene and just a whisper of trees. Nothing too complicated. I think this will work. Pretty simple. Nothing too complicated. Let's see. Yeah. I think that'll do nicely. All right, now to take this to the scanner and get it on the computer. And so here it is with the lilac painted background incorporated. And I think it just really ties it all together. And as part of the brief, I had to include a quote. And so, oddly enough, the Japanese have a lot of phrases with regards to cats. Who knew? And I found this phrase, which is Niko ni katsu o bushi, which I apologize to anyone for my pronunciation, but Niko ni katsu o bushi means fish to a cat. That's literally what it translates to. And the meaning of the saying is, don't let your guard down, don't lose focus, otherwise a cat will steal your fish. And that just fit this concept perfectly. So this is my finished design. Oh, I'm so happy with this. Now the deal was that this has to be on a t-shirt. So I'm not gonna go halvesies on this. I'm gonna go all the way and open a Redbubble shop and put this on a t-shirt, on a print-on-demand t-shirt, and get one ordered. And that way, if anyone else wants to order one, have at it. But if no one else orders it, I know that I will have this shirt, and I am so delighted. It's official. My Redbubble shop has launched with my t-shirt design on it and a couple other of my designs for stickers, t-shirts, and other types of merch. And I'll probably be throwing some other designs on there, as I create them. So if you want to check it out, I'll include a link at the end of this video. Look what came in the mail! It's done! It's here! Let's see how it turned out. Ta-da! Look at that! I'm gonna try it on. Hey, not too shabby. This is actually the second shirt I ordered. The first one was way too big. I had ordered a medium and I was swimming in it. So this one is a size small and fits much better. The shirts run really long too, but I don't mind that so much. So I think I fulfilled the brief. T-shirt design, anime style, required colors, lilac, flame red, and mint. Subject matter, teeth, and a quote. So, this was such an exciting and challenging project to do, but now this exists in the world and it didn't before, so how fun is that? So I will include a link to download a free coloring book page of this artwork and a link to my Redbubble shop, so you can check out my stuff if you like. I thank you so much for watching, and I hope you learned something and got to see a peek behind my process. And so on to the next project. See you guys!